Let me introduce you to the world. The year is 1988. It's been 6 years since E.T. ravished our screens, entertaining audiences and critics alike, as well as lighting up the box office with his little finger that glows. We're in a world of colour and breakdancing, as well as McDonald's and Coca-Cola, and that's
let me set the scene.
where
the year is 19... I'm sorry, were you already in the middle of that?
Yeah, I stole your script. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Mac and Me on this episode of Truly Rotten Tomatoes. One of the most Rotten Tomatoes I've seen ever. This is a show where we watch all of the films that are on the Wikipedia list of the worst films on Rotten Tomatoes. They have 0%. That means no critics like them. They basically are universally bad movies. And we're watching them to prove that theory correct. And I don't know why. This is the worst show.
We're watching them,
I have
so
to keep
you don't
watching
have
these
to.
horrible movies. And then we talk about them, and sometimes we talk longer than the actual movie was, or should I say, tomato?
Who's
Because we
seen
don't
E.T.?
say movie.
Who's seen E.T. here?
Yeah, I haven't seen
Maybe
E.T.
since when I was a kid.
Yeah, I've
Wait,
seen
did
a
you say you
portion
haven't
of it.
seen
I haven't
E.T.?
seen E.T.
You've never seen
Never
E.T.?
seen E.T. Sorry.
E.T.'s a good movie.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I was always creeped out by the. Is it an alien?
All
Yeah.
right, all
So
right.
can I go quick
It's
story?
an
I was,
extraterrestrial.
sorry, I've always been creeped out by the T.
Oh, the terrestrial guy.
By the
I feel
little
like
kid,
you
Elliot, which is E.T. without the letters in the middle.
Whoa, that's fucking.
That's a spirit. That's a
fucked.
spoiler.
I think
fucked.
Hayden and I grew up not watching a lot of movies that a lot of other people watch. Do you think that's fair to say? Or do you think like a lot of
think it's
people
fair
have
to say.
holes in their filmography that's
Oh,
like,
everyone's
I think
got-
lots of people.
Everyone's
Everyone's seen holes.
yeah,
yeah,
With
we've
shit
all got-
about.
we've got
Yeah,
holes.
we've
We've
all
all seen
got holes
holes.
on our filmography.
Don't worry about that.
It's a Disney
But,
classic.
like we
I
didn't
think
watch Jurassic Park
it
or
is.
Terminator or
Yeah,
anything like that.
yeah. I think
missed a
we
lot
have
of
some
Spielberg
glaring
classics.
holes.
I tried to just a few years ago, maybe when I was studying film at uni, I was like, I should watch some Spielbergs because I'd only seen a couple, and so I borrowed like 20 DVDs from my friend, and I got like halfway through them, and I wasn't that into them.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a controversial
Mitch,
statement.
I'm sick of you
What are the good-
criticizing
what are the good
my
Spielbergs?
opinions on classic films.
See,
Mitch is-
They're
it's
all
stressing
bad.
me
Mitch has seen all the classics.
Yeah.
You freaked out last episode when we were criticizing Caddyshack and Animal House.
Yeah.
I just
And
have
that's what the show's going to
I-
be.
I have-
Old movies are bad.
I have
including-
respect for DVDs that I watched when I was
that's
a
the
child.
thing. That's
over and
that's
over.
the
I
problem.
respect
And I
DVDs.
know that people who watched Mac and Me would have enjoyed it as a child.
I don't know that that's true.
My wife was one of those children, and she enjoyed
Which is,
it. As
I
a child.
definitely wanted to ask you about.
Whether your wife was a child or not.
Yeah. I was like,
Was your
she's-
wife a
has she
child at
always
any point?
been an adult? And you're like, no, she grew.
I want to talk about E.T. quickly because I have a close friend, Alex's best friend actually, who is a complete phobia of E.T. Like is disgusted and
And that's common.
scared
I
of
know,
the alien.
I know
to the
other-
point
two
where
other people.
even as an adult now, if E.T. comes on the TV, she like screams and turns
Right.
it off. But she loves Mac and Me.
That's so fucking weird.
And having seen the aliens in both,
Yeah.
Mac and Me's aliens are absolutely terrifyingly
They're the
disgusting.
scariest
They are some of
and
the worst
grossest
designs
things.
I've ever seen for like a cute kids movie, which this was meant to be.
They're so gross.
They were hideous.
They're like hairless scrotums and old men at
with
the
a
same time.
confused like mouth,
Dazed, and they're always
and
dazed.
Anus mouth.
dazed,
Let's
like
not beat around the
drunk.
bush.
Yeah.
Blinking each eye like the one by one.
Let's
And they just look like
set
they
the
don't know what's
scene
going on.
of the opening scene because it pans over like a beautiful matte painting of like a planet, and it's like this beautiful sweeping score from Alan Silvestri who did
Castaway,
Castaway.
and Forrest Gump, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah,
He's worked on
he's
a whole
Robert
bunch of Robert
Zemeckis'
Zemeckis.
Yeah. And we open on a really disturbing, sickly-looking alien who's sticking a straw into a squirting planet.
So the aliens have straws and they like shove them through a hole in the ground, right? They're in this. It's like a desert.
It looks
except
like
we assume
Mars,
it's
but it
Mars.
wasn't Mars, right?
It's a planet,
Yeah,
and it looks like
it's
Mars,
a
and it's very desert-like.
But
and,
the
yeah,
other
they
thing is, immediately after this, an American space shuttle lands on the planet, and they're not getting those that far out, especially in 1988. So then I was like, maybe it is Mars. That's the closest
You're
planet.
also not getting like Martians coming to Earth and or aliens coming to Earth and
Says
drinking
you.
Coca-Cola. Well, true.
But this is the first time that we see the fascination with straws and the
Yeah.
idea that we should all be drinking things with straws, whatever it is. Just drink
establishes
something
that
with...
these weird aliens shove straws into the landmass and are able to suck what looks like a fizzy liquid out of it, and that's, we assume, how they survive.
Right. Yeah,
that happens.
It's
Yeah, and there's a whole
essential.
bunch of them as well.
Yeah.
But we've
Oh,
got
yeah.
our family here that's like your classic mum, dad, 2 kids kind of family of aliens. They're all naked. They're all horrible looking. They all look exactly the same. These are humans in costumes as well.
At this point.
For the
adults.
the beginning, and it's
But the costumes are like, so they're brown and like you were saying, they're quite decrepit and gross looking. In fact, they look like, like a Burns victim. Or actually, if you saw Chernobyl,
Yes.
it looks like the.
The later
I
stages.
did think like an Agent Orange kind of situation.
Yeah,
right? They
yeah.
were like weird, sickly.
But also
mutants.
that their skin had all hardened because the suits were made out of like plastic or whatever. So like if they moved, like there was no
And the way they walked
flexibility
was
to their
they got
like
skin.
very kind of
It
stumbly.
was fucking
you know,
horrible.
Yeah.
just swaying, and it's really like I honestly
Like it was painful to walk, almost like they were being moved as a puppet. Which obviously the baby alien was a puppet for a lot of this
Mac.
tomato. Yeah. Now, did they ever say
titular
that?
character.
Sorry, did anyone in this movie ever mention that this alien's name was Mac?
Yeah, well, I can tell you the answer to that question.
In one instance,
But do you know why?
because of his dance.
No.
I don't know.
At one point, because I was paying very special attention to this, at one point the kid referred to, and you could only just make it out, the kid referred to the alien as a magnificent alien creature.
Oh, okay.
Was
So
it
that's
magnificent?
a throwback to when the mother brings
Mysterious alien creature.
the mother brings him a sandwich, and she goes, here's your toe, and he's like, what the hell's that? And she goes, it's tuna on wheat or whole wheat or something like that.
Oh, that's where he gets the idea.
Yeah, so he uses that again later. Okay, that makes sense. Because
Okay.
when she said that, I'm like, firstly, it's a weird thing to call a sandwich that you bring your son. Secondly, she's never used that acronym before, and he's like, I don't even know what that is. She goes, here's your toe, and he's like, what is that? It's your tuna on whole wheat. Okay, just thanks, Mum. He nearly turned into one of those kids. It's like, shut up, Mom! I'm
Mom.
trying to impress my friends. You're so annoying. Stop
Get
bringing
to,
me
I don't want to
food.
share.
But yeah, so that's it. That's like one point where we're doing acronyms in this movie, and then it comes back like an hour later. And by movie, I mean tomato.
Well, I didn't notice him being called Mac until like the last scene.
Yeah, well, my notes up until the point where they start calling him Mac are like, either me or Mac does this.
Yeah,
Because one of them's got to be called me.
That was the thing. I was like, I'm pretty sure me is the kid in the wheelchair.
Surely.
Yeah.
But
Spoiler alert.
for a long time, I was
Wheelchair.
like, maybe me is the alien and Mac is the kid in the wheelchair. Did they
Exactly.
say the kid's name?
Well,
I just
Elliot.
I don't
No,
think-
that's not right. That's E.T.
I looked it up and it's
Wait,
Eric.
Does he have a name?
It's Eric.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Eric.
I don't think it's
Eric.
ever said. Can I also say
Eric.
the kid is in a wheelchair? He is a person with disability in
Even
real
though
life.
he can't walk, he is still a person.
I don't, but look,
It's
you
not
may
fake.
say that,
He
but
has spina
Mitch and
bifida.
I-
It's a famous
Mitch
part
and
of
I
the
had never
story.
concentrated on a child's leg so much as he
Oh
put it
yeah,
when we were
no,
watching.
I was convinced pretty early that he couldn't use it.
Sometimes
I didn't
people,
think so.
Although I
people
did
can
want the end of the
still have
movie-
some function in their legs, but not want to be able to walk or need to be in a wheelchair. It's not that he is fully paralyzed.
Well, let's talk about the wheelchair, and let's talk about the fact that this movie is sponsored by McDonald's and just a version of E.T. Because there's a scene early on. They moved to California from Chicago, right?
Hang on,
And they-
sorry, we established off mic that this was made after E.T.
This
Yes.
was moved,
Okay.
yeah, six years after.
Alright.
I believe we
Fuck,
even
shut up.
established
Jesus
it on
Christ.
mic.
Yeah.
I believe I opened by giving a pretty good summation of
Oh,
the
were you
world we
recording
were
at
in.
that point?
I think so.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
too busy.
Anyway, they go through this tour of their new house in California, and the mum points out, look how open the space is, how low the
Yeah.
countertops are, how large the windows
There's
are.
no
perfect
stairs.
for a
Or no, she
wheelchair.
specifically says there's one stair in the whole house.
That's
like it's
right.
wheelchair accessible.
Now, does this sound like a description of a McDonald's restaurant to you? Or
Oh,
what?
is that-
It really
you thought
does.
early on. They were
I was
like, and you
looking
can
for
have
those
kids'
connections the whole
parties
way
here.
through, and when you look for them, they're subtle and they're paranoid, but they're there.
So I do want to get into McDonald's because it does lead into the best scene in the movie, also the most inexplicable scene, which is big breakdance party for no reason.
So
Mac
good.
in a teddy bear suit cuts some shapes on the bench.
Yeah.
Everyone's cheering. There's FBI guys watching.
so good.
It comes out of nowhere. It goes for ages. It makes no sense.
But those kids can dance.
Yeah,
They're good
it's a
Oh,
full
so good.
choreographed,
So good.
colourful
Very good.
80s dance.
Yeah.
The music kicks in
And
at
the
that
music
moment.
was good
Everything
too.
gets really
Yes.
exciting.
So good.
There's a couple of songs in that whole section.
Yeah.
Outside the restaurant, inside the restaurant, and then just after that, they leave the restaurant in a car. There's another great song there.
Yep.
3 songs where we're not listening to that classic soundtrack that has been present through the whole movie. That is
Which
really
is a very
wistful.
E.T.-esque, child. I thought a lot of Home Alone while watching this movie
Yeah,
as
same,
well.
same.
Like you got child protagonists, you got this kind of whimsical, adventurous music the whole way through, and it tells you like things are exploding and people are
Yeah.
chasing with guns, but
It's not
everything's
perfect,
gonna be
though.
fine.
But the actual music is not appropriate. It's very
Yeah.
impressive, but to the tone and the moment that is happening, the emotional moment,
Yeah.
it's never appropriate.
I was very focused on the music in this movie, more so than any of the other Tomatoes we've watched for this podcast, for that reason, because I felt the whole time the music does not match the hideousness and scariness of these aliens. And if the music was different, this Tomato would have a totally different tone. You could make this a horror-esque film, because there's people with guns chasing around.
True.
There's literally the kid dies at the end.
Yeah, well, spoilers.
Oh yeah. that's
He
right.
gets killed. And we can go into that because I've got some outside facts that will blow your mind or shoot you in the chest.
Mitch and I just watched this movie before you guys got here. And
Oh,
then-
should we start like that then? We could do a quick roundup of how we watched it.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
all
sure.
right, all right.
But I was just going to say, we watched it together just before you guys got here, and then Mitch went to take a slash before we recorded, and Declan came over and showed me... yeah, we played
Slash.
Sweet Child of Mine, and then we played some Velvet Revolver tunes as well. But
Then some Slash the Snake Pit.
Okay, so
Smash's
I watched the
Ballroom.
movie last night and I started it at 11:45 and was
Wait,
up
hang on.
until- hold on,
You
and
finished
then,
Free
but
Time?
I joined his story, so I'm
Okay,
doing like a
alright. Wow,
flashback.
this is like
Here's
a
me.
choose your own
I'm watching it on
adventure.
my own at night. It's a painful
like a
experience,
Tarantino
as
film.
every one of these. We've done 4 episodes of this show, and I hate it, and I don't know if we're going
I
to
mean,
keep
you
doing
keep
it.
showing
maybe,
up.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'm going to be the guy. Can we change the format where I haven't watched it, and you guys have to like
Is it-
tell me the plot of it? I would
Is
maybe
this
enjoy
why,
that
like,
more.
on our second episode, you sheepishly asked, like, so, like, if one of us can't make it, we can still do the podcast, right?
No, that was more because I knew like one of these guys would
One
just
of
not be able to
these
make one
boys.
once, and I'm
Oh,
not
wait,
waiting for
what?
anyone. I still
One of
want to
these
record.
guys?
I said
Unreliable.
specifically one of these guys pointing at Mitch Gosling,
The guy who delayed the
the guy
podcast
who
by 3
missed the
hours
next
after.
episode. Yeah, so that was me just saying. We don't need all 4 of us here, right? We can still do it. But now I am like, I don't want to watch these anymore. I find them a real chore, and I would have more fun asking you guys questions while you tell me the plot of these films.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. Actually, maybe that's a good idea.
Or maybe we could take a
should
week
not.
off each time, and the other 3 have to tell the person.
Yeah, that's
My point
that's a
is,
good
I don't
idea.
know how many of these I can stomach.
Well, I think we just need to take a different approach every time to
I
recording
think
the
we-
podcast.
I'm the opposite. Like, this was genuinely, like, this really kicked me into gear. I
real?
fucking love this movie.
I liked
Wow.
it too. It was good.
this,
good fun.
This is,
Spoilers for my review. I fucking
All right, let me pull back. So I watched it alone last night. I took notes. You guys were watching it this morning in the lead up to this show. I came in with like the last 15 minutes, and so I got to rewatch
Oh, nice.
the big finale.
You got to see how baffled I was when the kid was inexplicably dead at the
Yes.
end. Like, did you guys see
yeah,
how
that's that. Let's get to that when we
Yeah.
get to that part of the film. But yeah, no, that's weird.
Yeah.
And upon the ending of that film, Mitch went to the bathroom. I said to Morgan, who was
I thought he was listening
dumbfounded
to
about
Slash.
how the kid died in this tomato,
Hmm.
and I said, "Come here, gather around my phone because I got a clip that is going to change everything for you." And I showed him this clip, and we can talk about the clip when we
Okay.
get to the end of
Wow.
the podcast.
Teaser.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
See?
excited.
I did
Make
see
sure you
Stick
tune
around.
in next week
Yeah,
to the end of this episode.
you got to get through the ads first.
But going back to the beginning of the plot, because I do think we should at least shouldn't watch this.
Let's go back to the home planet.
Yeah.
Because there's a spaceship that lands on their home
American
planet.
flags
and
all
you
over
assume
it.
it says NASA, but I looked at this, and every time that it goes to show the NASA logo, you can either see N and then something blocking it SA.
You know what, Georgina?
or NA.
So I watched this with my wife, who I think I already stated did like this movie as a kid. She said the exact same thing. It's like, is that supposed to be NASA, but they're not allowed to show it or
Yeah,
something?
I'm
But
pretty sure.
unfortunately, I have to ruin it for you. At one point, a helicopter lands in the movie, and you can see the full logo.
Damn,
Sorry, mate.
that's upsetting.
Sorry, mate.
So
McDonald's
the
have
aliens
cash.
see this American space shuttle and they throw rocks at it, and then it kind of
No,
acts
it's-
as
it's collecting.
It's collecting
Yeah, it-
rocks.
it's
and they're like,
collecting
"Here,
very
let us
slowly,
help."
very slowly.
yeah, it's just like it's doing soil samples and things.
And also-
but they throw a rock at it, and then
Oh, do
it
they?
gets the satellites all like going crazy,
Yeah, right.
and then it starts taking more rocks, and then they touch it, and it kind of has an electrical explosion, which introduces the idea that these aliens have like electrical powers, which comes back in a Home Alone-esque way later on.
oh, yeah.
And then it starts to suck up the whole family, right? It takes all.
Well,
four
for
of
some
them.
it
reason,
sucks
for some
up
reason, it
little
has a
man.
vacuum
Yeah. It's got
Got a
portion
vacuum
of
capability.
it.
Yeah.
So it starts vacuuming
and we
up
see
the aliens.
how
and for
stretchy these aliens
oh
are.
This is the
man,
first
these are some
elaborate.
stretchy
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
but some 80s VFX stretchy.
This is also still the first 5 minutes of the film, and it's
There's
worth
no
pointing out
dialogue.
that this is the second main event that's happened, and it involves sucking, and the
Yeah.
first event also involved sucking.
Sounds
so,
just like the porn I was watching.
well, yes, it's a
Right.
gay porno.
I like the part with the fellatio. I was really enjoying that, but then we had
so
to do a podcast.
the spaceship fellatios up the aliens into
Yeah.
it. But
Oh, and
I gotta say, this is way.
And then it
this
just
scene
imme-
is way too long.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
To
And
fucking
they,
suck the
they
goddamn
touch it,
aliens
the
off
ship
already.
starts exploding and doing its all like electrical stuff going everywhere, and then it just takes off with all four of them. It just it's like I'm going back to home base.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
literally
yeah.
has landed for
It got
60
three
seconds.
rocks, which is what its
Yeah.
mission statement was, and then
Yeah.
it fucked off.
And
back to Earth.
these are like these shuttles are billions of dollars. They take 20 years to like fund them and get them into space and onto a planet, and
Leave
then
them
it's
up there.
one.
Yeah.
They usually do.
They
That's what
do,
they do
right?
with like the Curiosity rover. It just goes until it cannot have any power anymore, basically. So that one was going live for like 10
And if it's
years.
got to
This
suck
one
a few
landed
aliens
for
off in the in the process, so be it.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
were not
it
they were
kind
not
of hit the
prepared for it.
gold mine there. I think they were like, let's not stick around and risk it. We've got
right.
the fucking aliens that we didn't think existed.
Yeah, we didn't know they
Let's
were there.
go.
That was the other thing. Did the Americans know aliens were there, or did they?
Well,
were
no, they
just
clearly
trying
didn't.
to get some desert rocks?
They just
from
wanted a
very
couple of
foreign
rocks.
place.
They- well-
There were like 3 rocks
when
from
it
whatever the
gets
fuck
back-
this
it
planet was.
it gets back to the lab, and then when the aliens come out, they're surprised. So it's as
yeah.
if
Well,
they
they
have
don't
it's
know.
as if
They
they
do
have
not
no
know.
monitoring capabilities of the actual thing to
They didn't
begin
have any
with.
video or
It's
anything.
like, let's
back
just
then.
send it up there. It'll come back automatically once it gets to the rocks,
Very short mission.
and it'll suck anything up while it's up there as well.
And just in case there's a dick to suck.
Now, it was not in our solar system, this planet. It was not Mars. Is that what we think?
I don't fucking know.
It's beyond our solar system because
So
it's like
we're talking years and years. Of
We don't know
like,
where it
travel.
is, but it looks exactly like the California desert that
Yes,
that family
that they end up in at the end.
Yeah.
It's just not a wind farm.
That's right.
All right, so we land back in America, and now we go classic ET. There's government people, scientists.
Does this happen in ET? There are scientists.
Well,
in
I think
ET?
so.
Is there an alien in ET as
Yes.
well? Oh,
Is it-
Is the movie
That's
just
what
ET?
ET
Is it
stands
just
for.
is the
Alien?
story
It's
the exact same?
extraterrestrial.
extra alien?
Okay, it's pretty much okay. Bar Ronald McDonald,
Yeah.
it's pretty much easy.
But
Is
there's
it
like
really?
the government's
I mean,
trying
yeah,
to get the
yeah.
alien,
Can
and
I
the
get a
alien wants
really,
to
really
connect with the
short,
family.
like, yeah,
Alien
3-act
lands on
synopsis
Earth.
of-
They kid finds it in backyard, befriends it.
I've
it wants
seen
to
that
get
much.
home.
You've
it
got
wants
a
to get
little
home.
girl who's like
Drew Barrymore.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she's adorable. In fact, like it really just feels like a fever dream version.
And
of
the little
ET.
girl is
Yeah.
played by a young Judy Garland.
That's right. And Judy Garland is played by a young Drew Barrymore.
That's
Of
right.
course, yeah, okay. I was like,
Anyway, okay, so wait.
Garland.
E.T.
much
He
older.
befriends it.
T lands in his backyard. He
Yeah.
finds the fucking thing, and then they become friends.
Yeah, and there's also the government is like trying to chase him.
So it's the same story.
yeah.
And then what? The government literally just chases them for the whole, I presume, 3 hours. I feel like that movie is way too long.
Yeah, I think it's at least 2+, as a lot of
So
Spielbergs
bad,
were.
man. Spielberg sucks.
Well, the aliens
I don't
in
like any Spielberg movies except for AI.
I'm so
really
upset.
no,
What about Munich?
surely.
What else is there?
Oh,
Munich.
there's
Haven't seen
so
Munich.
much.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
Poltergeist.
No.
Indiana Jones.
No.
They're
Indiana?
bad. They're bad movies.
I haven't seen any of his movies.
This is me
I
5
don't
years
think I've
ago,
seen
and
any.
why I watched.
They're all bad, right?
I
What else
enjoyed,
is
like,
Close
there?
a couple
Encounters
of
of
them.
the Third Kind.
Yeah, I've seen that, but
Really-
also that was way too long. It was just
That's-
like E.T. for big kids, right? It was just like a dad.
So-
It was Elliot grown up.
Saving Private Ryan. He's got some.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's-
like
Hey, wait,
that one.
didn't
I like
E.T.
Saving
drink
Private Ryan.
Coke? E.T. drank Coke.
No, he snorted
I know that
coke.
this is the point
Yeah, no.
discuss, but I'm just saying.
I think he may
shelved
have.
it.
What else is there? What is the best
Because
Spielberg?
E.T.
Schindler's
skulls
List?
a Coke.
Schindler's
and
List,
then
haven't seen it.
Elliot
Schindler's List
Burrs
is good.
at school, right? All right, this doesn't fucking.
Can we just
matter.
talk
Yes.
about ET instead?
Go.
No, but it is the
Well,
same
okay,
movie.
and then
compare
what,
that.
how does
E.T.
how
is
does
kind
E.T.
of
end?
These movies.
ET ends same
It
way.
ends by flying. Well, at one point he flies on a bike.
Yeah.
That's like the famous.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I think he gets back home in the end because
Well, I
this whole
mean,
thing is he wants to phone
wants to
home.
go
He
home.
does some sort of signal, and like it'd be like, "I E.T. I looked after you," and now your spaceship comes and whatever.
So to get back to Mac and Me,
But that's very different to Mac and Me, which is more of an immigrant story. And in this time, in this era, it's so important to
Packs
me
a wallop.
to see
You've got
some
Ronald
illegal
Reagan.
aliens becoming American citizens in the
about the
final
American
scene.
dream. It is the American dream.
It is the American
It's
dream.
very funny.
You rob a liquor store, you cause some death, but you bring them back to life and you become a citizen.
So,
God.
where
drive
are
smack
we?
on these bitches.
I mean, that's exactly what I expected happened in E.T., and hence why I've never watched it.
So Mac and his family.
Now, what
are
happens
in
in
a
Schindler's
lab.
List?
Mac and his family are in a lab. They break the lab. They escape the lab. That's all
Yeah.
that happens in
And
this.
all the
that's where we're
scientists are
first-
like,
There's
what
good-
the fuck?
good
These aren't rocks,
explosions.
these are aliens.
They're
Yeah.
good explosions. Really, it's nice to see movies with explosions. I always say that.
It is.
This one
it
had a
is.
lot of
I
explosions.
love seeing real explosions.
Yeah.
This movie had a budget. Does anyone
Yeah.
know the actual budget of this movie?
Nah, but I'm guessing
McDonald's
that
were
they
behind it.
got a
They
bit
had
of
money.
McDonald's money.
But they escape, and then little Mac, the little alien Mac, runs through the
Mysterious
fence,
alien
gets
creature.
separated from his
this
family.
scene was the best scene because they had little person in an outfit.
Yeah.
They had puppet running.
Yeah.
And it was just a mix of both. And
Yeah.
it was like the running style was very distinct. You know, it wasn't child
It's very
running.
little person-y.
Yeah, it really was.
Why is that your favourite scene? Do you just like the way that little people run?
No, I like the way that it was just cutting between clearly puppet running and you don't see its legs,
Yeah.
and then human in an outfit running as a human would and not looking like a puppet really
It
at all.
finishes with Mac sort of stretching his body out to get through
fuck
the
was the deal
fence.
with that? I
I don't
didn't understand
know.
that.
I don't know
They
why
can
that was
stretch.
necessary.
That was like
Yeah,
a
but it
part
didn't-
of
it didn't
What are
seem
the Mac-
necessary.
what are their abilities?
Their
They
properties
can-
are stretching, being able to power things electrically infinitely without any power source.
Healing
No. They
dead
need a power.
kids,
Well, yeah, the power source is Coke. Coca-Cola.
communicating.
Yeah,
They could do some
They
sort
can
of thing with
communicate
their
to each
hands
other
or
by
something.
holding their hands up like they want to put a burger inside the hands.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that.
Well, I'm going to eat a burger like that from now on. It's,
And go.
yeah, make a weird sound. See if I can whistle while I'm chewing down meat. And then Mac eventually somehow ends up in the car of this family that we now meet.
Well, he gets
Human
hit
family.
by a car and causes.
No,
Oh, that's
remember?
right.
He gets
It was
stretched
pretty
out.
funny when he gets hit by the
Oh,
car.
he
He's all
gets
stretchy.
absolutely
Gets-
smashed, flies around,
He's a
lands
literal
stretched
pancake.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the family, right?
I don't know. He lands on like
No, somebody else hits them.
misdirect.
Up and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And some guy goes up to her and he goes, "Nothing serious, lady."
That's right.
But there was a person. They were like, "Get a fire extinguisher."
There's
And
a
you're
car
like,
behind
Yeah, there was a
her.
guy who had his
And it
arm on
cuts away,
fire.
and it comes back to him, and his arm is on fire.
There's a guy.
for
There's a
some
car
reason.
behind them that's literally a 3-car on top of each other pile up. Like one guy.
Yeah,
has
and they
flown
and they
over
show the
two
crash.
others. Yeah, and they're like, it's fine. It's just a small traffic thing. It'll be fine. And while they're saying this, Mac like jumps in their back window.
You mentioned that Mac causes this massive accident, right? Yeah, he
Yeah.
runs
Yeah.
onto the road and everyone crashes.
But he ends up strewn up over someone's windshield, and they kind of start.
That's right, that's right.
But that's like a dad and a kid, and I'm like, oh, this is how he meets them.
Correct.
But then they just go to a different.
It's a
family.
misdirect. It's like, oh, look at this cool kid. Now the kid's gonna become friends.
I'm
with
having a
Yeah.
complete
No.
blank.
It's a red herring.
And a red-headed kid.
A red-headed
Did Eric
kid.
the wheelchair kid have a dad in this movie?
Yeah,
Well,
they
never
show him in the
find out
picture.
what the deal is with the dad.
They show him in the
They never
picture.
tell you about it, but they say that the dad was around.
They show him in a photograph, and
Is he
then
dead?
later on, Mac takes that
I
same
think he's
photograph
dead.
and looks at it, and it's meant to be significant, but it doesn't have any
was-
sort of bearing
Well,
on the
I mean,
theme
mum
or
hasn't
narrative.
worked for 10 years.
Oh, yeah, she
she's
worked-
having to support a whole family.
That's right.
now.
So what we assume is, so the family's in a car. They're on their way to California, because where were they? Illinois or something?
Illinois, Chicago.
Yep, so-
Chicago, Illinois.
They're in Illinois. The reason they're on the road trying to get to their new living place, which is California.
Yeah.
And this is when E.T. or whatever the fuck it's called gets into the back of their car. They end up in Chicago, and somehow, see, now it's making sense. If we assume, I think, that the father has died,
Yes.
Yeah.
and with the huge insurance payout, the mother
Can
has
buy a
bought
new
a
house.
very sick house.
Yeah, that's
in
what we think.
California.
Wheelchair
'Cause I'm like,
accessible.
why does she have so much
Yeah.
fucking money if
Well,
she hasn't worked?
he
for
must
10
have died
years?
in a car accident because there's a lot of skidding in this movie. There's like 4 or 5 scenes where cars are just skidding out of the way of
okay.
some obstacle. Also,
And when
the-
we get to my favorite skidding moment of the movie, which we'll get to.
when E.T. is in the car for the first time and they're looking out the window and they're like, what are all the what are the police looking for? The mum's response is omelette without eyes.
Omelets, yeah, is that right?
That's how
Omelets
they
without
describe
eyes?
the alien, like what people saw or something.
Wait,
No,
omelets
no.
without
Isn't it?
eyes.
That's what she said. I think she's
what she
making a
said.
joke or
Omelets
something.
don't have eyes. I don't
Omelets
get it.
don't have eyes.
She's making some weird joke, and
Oh, it's a very jokey family.
Well, she's
Why
very
doesn't
jokey.
she say
Omelet without
OWE?
That's right. She should spell it out for her family.
So then the little kid is
no,
like,
then Mac farts.
oh, right.
And they're like, who farted in here? And the mum's like, oh, it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was one of you guys. And then the little wheelchair kid goes like, hey, older brother, you stole my Coke. And he's like, no, I didn't. I didn't fart and I didn't steal the Coke. And I'm getting accused of everything.
We don't know he's in a wheelchair
Max
yet,
in
though.
the back,
don't know
because
he's
he's
in a
just in a
wheelchair.
normal car, yeah. But Max in the back just sucking down a Coke. And that's how you know,
That's how you know
Sucking
that.
down a
this
cone.
guy.
More sucking. He's sucking cones.
Yeah.
He's like, what smells like farts? What smells like bongs? There's Mac in the back.
And so finally they arrive in
Is
California.
that where that rap line comes from? Like a Mac in the back?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
must be.
That
They
makes
must be
sense.
huge fans of
I'd
Mac
follow
and
it.
me.
They arrive in California, and you know they're in
very
California
sick house.
because as soon as you get to California, there are people walking around with shirts that say LA on them. And also, the main kid, me, is wearing a shirt that says Chicago on it very early on, so there's no trouble there.
Me comes out of his car and it's revealed that he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And
His older brother goes, have no fear, your hormonal hero is here, announcing his
man.
presence in LA. And this guy is clearly gay, so I love that he says that.
So they go into the house. It's their first house. They're having a
Very
look
nice
around.
house.
They're showing everyone. But the alien's there. And they don't know that he's there. And he's in a lot of the scenes, right, like standing in the doorway.
getting in the way of removalists.
Yeah. And they just happen to not keep seeing him over and over again, to the point where the teenage brother is in his room testing some sunglasses. And then,
How do you test sunglasses?
well, he's putting them on, and
checking them out.
then the alien comes in the doorway, and he looks at it, and then he takes the sunglasses off, and then the alien's not there.
That's
Which
right.
is like, just because you're moving your sunglasses doesn't mean you're doing like a 3-second long blink. You can still see what you're looking at. And then he goes, oh, it's not there. He puts the glasses back on. It's there on the other side of the door. Takes them off again, and they're gone. He's just like, these sunglasses must be like alien vision.
That's right.
And then it's definitely there, and the mother has to step over it to talk to him in the doorway, and then it's not there again. And
Well,
so
the thing
she
about-
just does not see it, but clearly has to step over
The
it.
thing about taking your sunglasses off and also stepping over things, it's like emerging from water. There is 2 or 3 seconds where you're sort of wiping away the water, and that applies
No, it's
mainly
not.
mainly
And
to
that
stepping
annoyed
over
me a
things.
lot, because it's like camera tricks. You're showing the audience like it's there, then it's not. But it was there, and you can see it walk in and out. And the mum definitely could have seen it if she walked to that door.
And a second later, they're outside and they're unpacking things, and the older brother takes a basketball out of a box and kicks it. And that makes me so.
What about
Because
the
that's how you
fact-
get eggs in the basketball. You know what I mean by eggs?
Yeah,
the lumps.
fuck your basketball.
You don't kick a basketball.
And they do a few
eggs
shots
in
where
it.
there's like one of the kids unpacking, and behind his head, the alien just pops its head over and is like clearly looking at what it's looking at and goes back down. And they just don't know it's there. It's in the house, really not hiding itself. It's
fucking
like
shit.
yeah, it's
There's-
happy to know.
I would
what's
say
going
the only like interesting or fun thing about the only thing worth mentioning about this entire scene where they're moving into their house and the alien's also in their house while they move in is that little Elliot or whatever his name is, Eric, me
Yes.
sees the alien and he's like, what the fuck's this about? And he follows the alien into the bathroom. It's in the shower for some reason. And then he can't find it.
Yeah.
And then he sees like footsteps leading from the shower all the way out of the house. And I'm just like, no, when you get out of a shower, you don't leave like massive, dark, dirty footprints through the entire house. And he walks through the whole house and those footprints, it's not lifelike, okay? They run through the entire house and out within 3 footsteps. There's not water on your feet anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
here?
yeah. You're not going to leave evidence of that magnitude unless you're
And
bleeding.
at that point, I realized this was not going to be.
This was
a
not a
lifelike-
documentary.
No,
That's when you realized
Exactly.
this was fictitious.
What did you guys know about this tomato before you went into it? Because my only reference
Is
for this
Paul
tomato
Rudd
is
on Late
Paul
Night.
Rudd's 16-year-long Conan O'Brien prank. Hayden, you're staring
Oh,
at me.
yeah, no, I know
okay,
that one.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, we're all aware. For those uninitiated, every time Paul Rudd went on to Conan O'Brien's late night
To promote a
show,
film.
to promote any single project he was doing, the only clip that he would play would be probably the funniest scene in the entire movie.
That's right.
Which is
Wheelchair kid falls off cliff.
Wheelchair Kid is looking for E.T. down some sort of valley and then goes
Well,
to roll
because-
down and look
He
for him.
chases after the alien, and then there's a hill right at the end of their
But because he's
backyard.
in a wheelchair, he's disabled, and his disability means he doesn't understand the forces of momentum.
No,
Yes.
we see a good side-on
understand
shot
gravity.
of him speeding down this hill, and he's really
He
getting
doesn't
some
understand
pace.
inertia
and then we
because
cut
he's in
to
a wheelchair.
shot where there's clearly just a kid puppet in a wheelchair falling quite far
Yeah.
into
It's
the
so
water.
abrupt.
Up a
That
rock.
shot is so abrupt. It's
Yeah.
He
brilliant.
gets owned.
You don't, yeah.
So he falls off a cliff into some water, and then like he's drowning because he's like, I can't swim. I'm too fucking disabled. I'm dumb. I
Yeah.
don't
How
know
is he
how to
swimming
swim."
without his legs?
Exactly.
he's not, he's drowning.
He's drowning.
That's how I do it.
And then E.T. saves him.
fucking crippled.
E.T. goes
And
into
he
the pond and
pushes
saves
out,
him.
and he's still on his chair.
Yeah.
And at this
Yeah,
point,
that's
I
right.
just
Alien
thought,
alien babies in this
That's
in this
why he's
tomato
drowning.
are
He's
highly
fucking
developed.
strapped into his chair.
Probably should have got out of
Why
the
would he be
chair.
strapped into his chair?
He's
You
an
don't
idiot.
Strap yourself. He's a fucking dickhead.
Fucking idiot
Fucked.
child.
This chair kid is kind of off the rails in a
But
lot
why
of
did he
ways.
go down the hill? Why? Mac was destroying the house with power tools, and no one would believe
Oh,
it.
but do you
didn't
remember-
he
do you
also
remember-
turn the whole house into some sort of
Yeah.
indoor
Oh, no,
garden?
But,
Yeah.
but look, but before all of that, we get a nice scene of the older brother and his mum,
Yeah.
like getting the
Just
house
hanging out.
ready, and they're just having a laugh.
They're playing with a deer head.
That's right. He's like, "Ooh, watch out, Mum! I'm gonna
Puts
ram
it
you."
down and then goes over to a piece of wood and cuts through it.
Yeah, what the fuck's he
With
cutting?
power
For
tools.
no reason. He puts it down. He's cut a piece of wood off. They never explain why. But it's to set up that Mac is going to do some home renovations.
It's one of those moments in a
Bit of a
movie.
backyard blitz.
I
Mid-
thought it was
Blick
setting him up
looks-
as the new man of the house.
That's what I
His
thought
dad's
as well.
Oh, Max
And maybe
is your dad.
Two
I
birds
thought
with one
even I thought
stone.
even deeply, even more deeply about this. I thought they were suggesting that if you eat McDonald's and you're like 15 years old, you can be competent at building houses and like fixing up things. You can be a man's man.
But
You
at
can
this
do all
point,
those
I don't
handy
think
things.
McDonald's has come into the movie. At
No,
all,
it hasn't.
right?
But I'm just.
But you know what has come
for
in?
rewatchability.
Skittles
looking
have come
for
in.
Skittles
We've
have come
seen
in.
a
Coke has
couple-
come in.
Yeah.
Straws have come in. They're priming us for
Yeah.
it. Mitch pointed that out at the time. He pointed out the power tool thing, and it's one of those things where you're like, that is weird.
It
and
has
then like
to come
10
back.
minutes later,
Just
it
like
comes
the
back.
tuna on whole wheat thing was a weird moment for me, and then it came
Well, that was
back
very
again.
weird as well because I was thinking, tuna, why aren't they bringing a burger in or something like that's doing the opposite
Big
of what
Mac.
they want to do as McDonald's.
I mean, they still had a Coke.
But it did come with a
in the
Coke and
picture.
chips.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like,
that was. I was watching it and I go, okay, they don't ever say that the kid has what disability he has, which is kind of cool. They're not trying to make a big deal of it. It's just like,
It's
you know,
actually pretty
people. Yeah.
progressive, yeah.
But I was going, okay, this kid drinks Coke for every meal. He's got diabetes. They've amputated his feet. That's why he's in a wheelchair.
No, they call him retarded throughout the movie.
They do.
it was the 80s, man. It was a different time.
I think sometimes you hear what you want to hear. I want to say that right after the bit we were talking about, they have a really nice, tender evening scene where the mum tucks the kid into bed, and they talk about
Things get a
stuff.
little saucy.
Oh, I did
No,
think it was
they
a
don't.
little bit.
But
intimate.
it's like moonlight, dark, and she's like, everything's going to be okay kind of scene. And the alien is watching this, and it just shows this close up of the alien crying, and it's like, wow, I
Gross.
understand human family emotions,
Right.
and then, now I'm thinking about my family, and then
Right.
it's like it does like a cross dissolve to his family.
So I
Oh, but during that scene, she's like, what was everything going on today? And she's trying to ask, I don't know what the concern was, but he says, all I did was take a shower and have a soda, which is just another neat way to ensure that the audience knows that it's okay to drink soda.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it is, in his defense. I've mentioned, I think, on the podcast before that having a couple of young children and a wife, any movie that triggers the sort of like, your family's gonna
Parental
die,
fear,
or
yeah. Okay. You would've
it
loved the end of
always
this
always hits me really hard. I gotta say, like, even though this movie sucked balls, and even though the aliens were so gross and weird
terrifying.
looking that like.
You could relate
Yeah,
emotionally.
Only just though, like a fraction. There was. I'm ashamed to say it still just got me a tiny bit.
They really did everything they could to make these aliens like as non-sympathetic looking as
Oh
possible.
my god! But you're meant to feel sad because poor Elliot or fucking the
Eric.
piece of shit that came from space is
Oh.
like. I'm just gonna call him whatever I want.
Mac.
Elliot.
was, yeah.
No,
Again,
it's Elliot.
boy in E.T., so it's more confusing.
You're thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Elliot in the movie, the alien. So the Big Mac goes.
That's what we should call it.
Big Mac.
No, because Big Mac is dad, right?
Oh yeah, that's Big Mac.
and he's
No, but
real
this,
big.
guys, this is a McDonald's sponsored film. That's why he was called Mac,
Oh,
right?
100%. It's such a
It's
tenuous,
just now it's
fucking
connecting.
mysterious
Yeah.
alien
No.
creature.
I don't get it.
The penny drops.
I don't know who's joking right now and who's
No,
not.
that's real. That's a real thing. I'm pretty sure. I was talking to a guy at work, and he was like, "Yeah, they call him Mac because of that." Because
Either
No,
that,
I-
it's either that or Ronald.
No, I know
Right.
that.
Oh, okay,
No,
all right.
I'm
Mysterious
saying
alien creature.
who's joking about not knowing that.
Well, yeah. So it's 7 bluffs upon 7 bluffs right now.
I was
I don't
not
know.
joking.
Hey,
But anyway.
can we just talk
You're
about for a
listening,
second
I was
that
not joking.
they're quite mean to the kid in the wheelchair
About his legs, yes, I know.
Well, about-
And there's a whole
one about
scene
his
where they're
legs,
like, "Why
because
can't you?"
I felt that was really weird because Americans aren't a big fan of the word cunt. And I just
No.
thought, for a McDonald's-sponsored movie, it was really strange. But
5-minute scene where he's just being beaten up by the other kids at school.
Guys, this did not happen.
it's a weird thing because in the 80s, they really did just sling that shit around.
Yeah, yeah.
You find it in The Karate Kid and
Find it in the
especially-
Quran.
Yeah, you find it in the Quran. Well,
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
I mean, there.
I'm not editing this one.
In our defense, there is a scene in McDonald's where everyone's dancing and the wheelchair kid is forced to watch.
All the dancing is very leg centric.
Everyone's doing like this choreographed
And
dance, and this kid's just like,
they're all lined up in front of him, the one by one, just going like, "Ooh, check out my legs."
Ronald McDonald's just pointing at this kid's legs.
What about that soundtrack that seemed incidental? That music that came over the top, and the song was like, "I love having legs."
It was really, but it was a different time.
So it's like the classic '80s kids' birthday at McDonald's, right? But it's not one of our kids' birthdays. I can't remember why they go there, but it starts off.
Well, he goes with the little girl, and we met the little girl the moment that they arrived in California.
she's a
Sitting
neighbor.
across the
Young
road.
Joe.
Gotta tell you,
Pigtails.
MVP
Pigtails.
of the movie, that little girl, she kills it. Best actor. No,
Worst actor.
she killed it. She was so good.
She was
She's every
shit.
scene she
Really?
has, with, like
She
that
Oh,
kid- I
man.
was like, did they drug the children?
Really?
Well, I think
that's so strange.
when her and me got together in a scene.
you got
they-
together with her.
No, no.
Yeah, he
no.
hooked up
Right,
with her.
right.
It was years later. She wasn't a terrible actress when I met her. No, but every time that this little girl pops up, for the first 3 times she interacts with the little boy, they're yelling at each other from a great distance. They're not connecting. And then last time that happens is when he rolls down the hill. But then she invites him to a birthday party. He puts E.T. in a teddy costume, which
Yeah.
is really unnerving because he's cut
The
eye
eyes are still
holes
there.
and the eyes are googling around like 2 centimeters behind
But I
the
guess
eye
none
holes.
of the adult humans can tell that
That's right.
this is.
'Cause
They
adults
just
are dumb.
assume it's a kid.
Well,
no,
none
he
of the-
actually pretends it's a teddy
They
bear.
pretend
right?
it's
No,
like
no.
an
Oh, that it has like
animatronic.
Yeah, animatronic.
The adults are kind of like the adults in Peanuts comics. Did you ever read that? Where you can never see the
Their
adults, and
faces?
they're always going wah, 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 wah. And in this movie, the adults and the children never make eye contact. They're always just sort of like ignoring each other. They're in a separate world. But what I'm saying
Oh,
is,
yeah.
all the adults are neglectful in this film, and so they
Oh,
never
yeah.
see that the teddy bear is actually an ET.
So we start the scene outside a McDonald's. I don't know if we even know we're outside one, but there's just like 10 guys, coloured like boombox on the floor, coloured shirts,
Starts
not,
on the-
in the
not
car
black
park.
people. Sorry, I
Coloured.
think some of them are black. But
I mean,
they're
we-
wearing,
hey,
like,
hey,
these 80s
coloured people out
yeah,
front of the
bright
McDonald's.
we all
coloured
said
shirts.
some horrible stuff before, but that's come on.
That and the Quran thing may have
You just
drawn the line.
revealed something about yourself.
So
they
they're
were
just
black.
dancing.
You're not wrong.
And then
Like-
it's just like people dancing
In the
break
car
box-
park of the
break-
McDonald's.
yeah.
I'm
sure they still
And then
are
we
black,
go into
sorry.
the McDonald's, and for some inexplicable reason, a big dance breaks out, and you assume it's the same people from outside, but it's all planned and choreographed.
More
It's
people.
not like an open free for all.
Goddamn coloured people got in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's one part where Mac gets up on the counter and starts doing like an old man dance as best as he can in the teddy bear outfit. And I urge you guys to go back and watch the reaction from the audience, because there's one girl in the audience, and it's not going to work for the podcast, but she just does this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
response to him dancing, just throws her head back in ecstasy, like, wow, he's dancing.
Yeah, it's like a Muppet sort of facial expression of happiness.
It's
Now, I know
incredible.
we're definitely going to come back to the McDonald's thing, but we have skipped over probably some of my favorite scenes of the movie. We've let's get a little
Yeah, let's just
expedient.
jump
Let's
through the
let's
middle.
do some bullet points. So they've been chasing Mac for so long that they formulate a plan while Mum's at work. She's like, "Can I even trust you guys to be alone?"
She
They're
says,
like,
I'll be home at 9 p.m.
"Yeah," and they're like,
And they say, just
"Mom,
leave out the
it's gonna be
vacuum cleaner.
fine."
We'll take care of the house.
Again, back to the sucking. So,
They
and
chase
they
him
suck
around.
him in like a little coat.
They
So
suck him in.
I have some notes.
They,
on
so they
that.
suck him into the vacuum cleaner, but he's still got so much power that it goes full exorcist, and the
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner thing is like flying along the walls and the roof, and there's like the little girl. is
Were
on
you
it.
worried that there were like like I was worried about that girl. Like,
Yeah,
that was a
the
real
girl from next
child.
door has
Yeah.
come to hang out as well,
Yeah.
so she's helping try to.
She's
like,
got
hang out with me.
a backpack vacuum.
The kids
and once
know that
Mac
Mac
is
is in the
inside
house.
it because he's a little stretchy boy. He like sends her on this because like in The Exorcist, what they did is they strapped a girl to a bed and they just hammered her spine. That girl, Linda Blair, had like spinal problems her entire life from that movie. And I imagine that Mac and Me did the same thing to, what was it? Yeah, what was her name again?
Natalie,
We've
Deborah.
gotten to the point
Debbie,
of calling,
Debbie.
We're calling the alien Mac and Mean.
Like one word, just Macamee.
What's really upsetting about
Macaroni.
that scene where she gets beaten to death, close to death, by the vacuum cleaner and the house, essentially, is that in the lead up to that, she's going, what are we doing? She just keeps asking the main character, like, why did you invite me over here? Why did you tell me to bring my vacuum cleaner? What are we doing? What is going on? And then he's like, just trust me. Just come with me. Just trust me. And then he proceeds to get her entangled in this debauchery where she basically gets beaten up by the house and vacuum cleaner. And she's still just like, what is going on? But I wanted to ask the question, why do they decide that vacuuming
Yes,
up
correct.
E.T. is going to be
That's right. They pull the vacuum cleaner out. They're like, "This will get the alien." It's like, what?
This is
Where
one of
is the
several
context?
Yeah.
scenes
We
where,
know that it will,
where
but they don't.
everyone
So
agrees
strange.
that that's the most normal thing to do.
Let's just
Yeah.
vacuum it up.
What is
just suck it
the
up.
modern day equivalent to a breakdance party?
Oh, actually, sorry. So just
That's
quickly
my
on the
question
vacuum
to
cleaner
you.
thing. I thought maybe they had seen Ghostbusters. Is that a thing that happens? Do they vote
I
vacuum?
think
Well,
probably
probably, 'cause
came
there-
out the same year.
There's
When was
the first scene
Ghostbusters
is.
is it's late. It's like 1986. I could be wrong.
I don't think they've seen. I think that there's an assumption in the writers and director of this movie that we as an audience can put the pieces together because there's elements of 2001: Space Odyssey at the beginning and like Star Wars, like the aliens make
Well,
R2D2
we can, but
movies.
the characters
Yeah.
can't. How do the characters know to use the fucking vacuum
No,
cleaner?
no, and
They don't.
that's the really
The
troubling
original
part.
Ghostbusters came out in '84, so we've had 4 years of knowing you can suck up
Okay,
aliens
alright.
and or ghosts.
Suck off aliens.
Yeah.
Suck off aliens. There's a lot of sucking up.
Doesn't a
I
ghost
got-
suck
I got a
someone
couple of
off in
notes.
that movie?
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd in the second one. When did the
there's
second
another
one
one?
come
I
out?
haven't seen any of the.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters
I watched the
movies
first
Not even the
Ghostbusters
latest
recently.
new one,
Oh,
the
man,
poor
I saw
female
that. I
one.
watched that every day. A couple of notes around that. So, at some point, the kids are hiding from the alien in a closet, and it's one of these closets that has Venetian, like you can lower the Venetians and see through them. So they're looking through the cracks in the Venetians, but then they open the closet to like peer out through the door. I'm like, well, why are you doing that? You've already cracked the Venetians. So that pissed me off. Another thing,
They
prior to
wanted
this,
360 peripheral
that's right, they
vision.
really wanted to see out there, but still maintain some kind of camouflage. The second thing is when me and Mac falls off the fucking thing and falls into the water because his wheelchair like throws him off the cliff into the water, and he's rescued. He's being looked at by a doctor comes in and checks him out and says, "You're a very lucky boy. You've done very, very well. It's okay. You're safe and you're fine." And then he asks the
mum-
mother to leave the room.
Yeah.
It's like just
Yeah,
leave us
he's back
alone
and you
for
can
a
do
second.
that. Yeah.
No, but anyway, she does leave the room. It's like, now tell me about these aliens you've been seeing. It's like, oh, I saw this alien. Ask the girl next door. She saw it too. He's like, yes. I'm going to give you a mild sedative. And he
Yeah.
gives him some pill. He's like, what is it? He's like, just take it. Meanwhile, the mum's out of the room. He's just like forces.
That's so creepy,
he's drugging
yeah.
some child.
I feel like mild sedative is the go-to as well in
Mild
America. It's just
sedative.
like, is that just going to calm me
Just a
down?
mild
Like, put me
sedative.
to sleep?
No questions asked. He
Yeah.
just eats the fucking pill.
Yeah.
It was at that
And it's
moment
'cause
that I thought
the
that
doctor
maybe
thinks he's
the
insane.
I
Or
thought
like
That's
he really
right, yeah.
smashed his head.
But like the doctor hasn't put in place any kind of follow-up plans.
Yeah.
Like, take this one pill.
Yeah, and
you
you'll
won't
be
crazy
tired
anymore.
and calm for one day, and then you'll forget about it.
And you won't be my problem anymore.
Yeah,
I think he was administering this medication because he believed the little girl to be the hallucination, not the creature. Because he mentions them both, and it's not until he mentions the little girl that the doctor's like, "Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no little girl that lives here." And then I start thinking, Mac and Me, who I'm now referring to as the kid, is the only one who's interacted with the little girl. Nobody else has seen the little girl.
Right, because she's an Earth spirit.
no,
like going-
she's
the
a real
doctor's
girl.
going through
I'm
his
sick of
bags.
these theories.
The doctor's going through his bag and he's looking at the like anti-alien pill and the anti-girl pill, and he's like,
That's how
girl
bad
pill.
all these films are. Is that we come up with our own theories to try and make them
Just
slightly
to make
more
the
interesting.
fucking movie work.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
to
know. because one of the scene. I don't know if it's the direct scene after this, but I'm fairly sure it is. It's like the best scene of the movie. So Mac somehow gets in a little car. Mac gets a car.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't know how
the
we
alien
get
Mac,
there.
not,
we go
not
from
the main character Mac.
I don't know. I think there's.
I don't remember the
there's a
car.
point
I
where
remember the dogs, but yeah.
He's driving a little car.
It's in like a little kid's car.
And they're like
motorized cars.
Yeah,
they're
okay.
chasing him.
There's a lot of motorized cars in this movie as well.
And
Earlier
then-
on in the movie, Mac and Me, who's the boy I'm saying now, he was using a remote control car, took the battery out, then it kept going. He's like, whoa! Later on, they're in Sears. There's lots of remote control cars on the ground. There's a lot of remote control cars. That's all I'm saying.
Destroy that guy.
Yeah, this was good. Sorry, Mitch. So,
No, well, I mean, I needed to mention that. So Mac drives away, and then all the dogs in the neighborhood are suddenly attracted to Mac. I don't know if it's sexual, because I'm pretty sure one of the dogs does hump a
Dogs
car.
and later horses.
and horse. Oh.
True.
there is a shot of a dog humping a toy tractor.
That does happen in this
see
movie.
that.
But the dogs are running so fast that they literally like skid on the road,
Yeah.
where like
Yeah.
dust is being torn up.
It's like they've put something on the road so that the dogs will skid and...
It's like a 5-minute chase scene where he ends up in the top of a tree where they're all like frothing for him,
Yeah.
and then they just can't find him. But then he just comes back.
Yeah.
This
There's literally
is
no
the
point
fever
in that
dream
scene.
that is this
It
movie.
made no sense. They're like, all right, now we need some kind of comic relief. Let's put the alien in a car, a little kid's car, and the dogs will chase him.
But once the
They
feds
could've
get
just
into
not
this
done that.
game and they're like guns are blazing and they're like, we do full chase scenes on the road, wheelchairing down hills. So they go to some
Lot of
shops.
hills.
The kids like throwing clothes off the end. To
So
like,
can we talk briefly about how that whole FBI thing comes into being? So suddenly, right, very suddenly, there
yeah.
are feds outside.
we
their
know that
house.
from the beginning that they were
Sure,
involved.
sure, but
yeah,
suddenly they're outside the house.
yeah.
Then the kids and ET go to McDonald's for this party. But I don't understand. So like, because the older brother comes into McDonald's and is like, the FBI are coming in. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
but
warns
how
him.
does he know? Like, it's never established that he even knows that the Fed. Right? Or did
The
I
only
miss
thing
a
that they've
scene?
established is that he's horny for the girl who
Oh
works.
yeah,
at
and who
Macca's.
can blame? Blame
Yeah, nubile teens,
Guys, please.
dancing
better
and
than this.
synchronization.
It's the older sister of Debbie, and they meet, and
Ah.
it's instant electricity in the
it's like
hallway. It's
really
confined
sexually
spaces.
charged.
That's right. And so she's wearing her McDonald's uniform
uniform,
because
yeah.
she's about to go to work.
And her
he goes-
little sister
he goes,
goes, "Why-
McDonald's,
Yeah.
huh? She's
And-
like, yeah.
Little sister's like, why don't you go get a Big Mac there sometime?
Yeah.
And it's very cleverly putting sex and McDonald's together for this very young,
That's right.
horny
but
teenage
really, she'd
boy.
be the one that's getting the Big Mac, if you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Mac's
yeah.
dad, that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
old alien freak who looks like a Sean Scrotum.
All right, so we have a big chase scene. They go to some shops. They do some electrical gags where they make some remote control cars, trip over the feds.
Okay.
With
Max-
the
Very
running
Home
men in
Alone-y.
suits. I love the various shots of like middle-aged
That's
men in
right.
suits
In, like, grey
running
suits.
angrily.
Yeah.
And they get away by the van pulls up and pulls Mac in, and then they
Yeah.
pull the whole wheelchair off the street. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
It's around that time of the film that I started thinking the sounds that Mac make, which sound like R2-D2, trying to like condition people to be okay with the sounds in McDonald's, which are very similar.
So I don't
That's right.
remember.
When you pull up to a McDonald's and you see the.
Yeah. All those weird sounds that would otherwise
are
make
those
you feel
noises?
very upset and anxious. Like,
I
oh
hate
no,
to
this is
work in
alright.
that
This is
place.
what Mac and Me does in the movie, so
Yeah.
I feel comfortable in this
Are you
restaurant.
saying Mac and Me is the person again? It's
Yeah,
so
Mac and Me. Mac
Right.
and Me. No, the alien. The alien.
Right,
Mac and Me, the alien.
So just Mac?
Mac.
And
Mac.
Mac, Mac and Me.
They're both Mac and me.
Yeah.
What is so hard
There's
about
Mac and
this?
Me the alien and there's Mac and Me the
Correct.
person.
And they both make the same sounds, as far as I can tell.
And that's when that's when the mum
They escape.
finally
Yeah, they get in the car.
realizes that she's been fucking
And they just
stupid.
It's been owned
yeah.
by
She's
Mac.
like, oh wow, you guys were right. You do have an alien.
Yeah, this
around the
alien
house.
is owning me, she says.
Damn, I've been owned.
dude, fucking owned.
And then they drive. They have like a nice just driving to the desert, and we hear this song. I've got it ready. If you
Oh,
guys
that's
want
the
to
best
remember.
song in the whole
Debbie
movie.
Debbie Litton's Waves
That's
from
the
the
be-
80s.
yes, that's the best one.
It's from the Mac and Me soundtrack, and it starts like this.
I love this.
It's real. It reminded me of a Macklemore song. Funny enough.
Yes.
Ah, that's good.
God damn.
Yeah. I gotta say, the music in this movie was fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. That's so good.
So
Like,
that's
it really is.
Really
like,
good.
some pure 80s for you, right?
Again,
there.
I really
Hell
don't know
yeah.
how you didn't enjoy
Original
this
song.
movie because it genuinely, like,
I only enjoyed the music.
I laughed, I cried,
yeah.
The football player dances in McDonald's. We didn't talk
the
about that.
football players. There's-
Everybody's
why?
dancing and there's just football players.
They've got
And
every
and then
Listen
they're
to
dancing.
Downtown by Macklemore. I swear it starts exactly the same.
I'm glad you played that music because while they're driving through the desert in their van, all the alien and all these kids, horses
Yeah.
begin
Yeah.
running by the van.
All
While
around it. In front, next to, behind. They're like
that was
enveloped
the
by horses.
funniest, weirdest combination of audio and visual that I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Like, that
song's
music
playing
is
and it's
inappropriate.
just like glorious horses striding at speed on a dirt
It's
road
so
in the
and
desert.
it's all
majestic.
been
And
telegraphed
next to a
'cause he
van.
cut out. He did a little mosaic.
He did.
earlier in the
He
movie.
took he pulled photos out of a newspaper of some horses and also a billboard. And they're driving through the desert and they see the billboard and there are some
Yeah.
horses.
He threw
And
some
they're like,
clues
oh,
down.
let's drive down that dirt path past those horses.
And it's funny because you think like, oh, this is going to be like clever, and it's not. it's
So they
It's just not
they
at all.
arrive
Not
at their
funny.
destination, which is like a small railroad tunnel kind of thing.
Well, before that, it's windmills.
Oh right, yeah.
Which
they-
is, again,
yeah.
tying together
Big wind
McDonald's
farms.
with renewable energy, and this is what they're
I'm not
doing.
sure about that.
Yes,
weird
yes,
because
this is
it-
what
It
they're
was the
doing.
80s. It was an
yeah.
optimistic time. We go over to some wind farms. Mac makes some sort of communicado with his family.
and then they find them dying in a cave.
In a mine
Dead
shaft.
In a, cave?
In a
Dying
mine
in
shaft.
Oh, they're like
And it's
messed
scary.
up in that
Yeah,
cave.
they look
I
like
mean,
heroin addicts.
yeah,
Their eyes
They're
are half
messed
open.
up
They've
even
got
when they're
welts
alive.
all
Though, let's
over
be
them.
honest.
Yeah.
They're not.
They've got like bloated stomachs from being starved. They look like Sean scrotums as
And let's
usual.
quickly just jump what happens. They pick him up, they drive him, they go to a petrol station. They're waiting at the petrol station. There's this lady pulls up next to them. I think she's like drinking a beer from a can or something. And the dad alien is like, I want that beer. So he smashes his hand through the glass of the car and like steals the beer, like because they can stretch their limbs. Yeah.
It's fucking.
But
horrifying.
she first eyes them off, and she's not
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, creepy alien."
No,
she
she's
kind of like
fine.
flirts with them
Yeah.
almost. I'm like, she wants the
wants
Big
the alien
Mac
dick.
in
She
her
Flirts with
mouth.
wants
Big
the Big
Mac
Mac.
and the
Yeah.
child Mac as well. Which
And
is
then,
the
but
most
as soon as they're
upsetting
like, "Give me
part.
that beer," she's like screams and runs away.
And the reason he wants the beer, as we probably haven't established enough, is that through the whole movie, and in fact the way that the aliens that they find are like sort of resuscitated are with cans of Coke.
yeah,
Because these things, as we established in the first scene of the movie, they drink shit out of the ground of their planet with straws.
sugary,
And
carbonated
there's
shit.
this crazy line where like for some reason they decide to give like when they first find Mac and me, they're like, oh, let's feed him or something.
Yeah,
and
he's
they
hurt.
decide,
There's a point where he gets hurt. and they
okay,
give him
and they're
Coke
like,
it,
well, let's give him something
resuscitates
to
him.
eat or something to drink, and they get a can of Coke rather than water, which I think most humans would be like, let's give the thing some water and see if
Well,
that
these
helps.
humans also drink a lot of soda as well. like-
But
Yeah.
there's a line which is really, really good. He starts sucking down on that fine Coke, and one of the characters says, "This must be like what he drinks on his home planet." Did you get well, that's
I
quite a
didn't.
conclusion to
I
come
didn't
to.
It's
hear
quite
that.
a jump. but-
This kid's a
And
genius.
from
Perceptive.
there on, we now accept that these things drink sugary.
Well, this
carbonated
kid may
drinks.
be in a wheelchair and be, but yeah, no, he
I'm
seems
not
to be
here
able,
to censor
he
anyone's
seems
speech.
to
I'm
be
not
able
like the government.
to predict those sort of things and know that a vacuum cleaner will suck up these things. He just knows things.
So our kids go into like a
But
supermarket.
hold on, they're also driving their car just before that, and it's playing the song "Old MacDonald." So just another way of no,
really?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
or they're singing it. They're all singing it as a group.
It's a montage because they're trying
Ron
to get him to stop
McDonald had a
breaking the little
store.
girl's arms. He's
E-I-E-I.
like, stop breaking my arm. And then they're like, put your hands on your head. And then they're just like, all right, let's just keep him singing. Let's keep him doing Simon Says.
Yeah,
and
that's
then they
right.
cut to
We have
Old
some
MacDonald.
quite fun family shots where it's like humans in the front, all aliens in the back,
Yeah.
and they're all just sitting there. Then they pull up to a supermarket. It's nighttime now. The
getting gas.
parents are getting some stuff. The kids end up running in as well. And the aliens, after he steals that beer from that woman, the full alien family walk into the supermarket. And this is like the first time the world's seen these freaks. And they look so hideous under the lights as well.
And why are
like
they-
those disgusting...
Why are they by themselves, not
incandescent
accompanied
lights.
with their humans?
They were
They
waiting
were
in the
gas
car.
station.
They were
Yeah,
meant to
yeah.
wait in the car. But they come out, they walk in, suddenly all these humans are staring at him. Some of them are just kind of like, hey, like...
There's actually a really cool moment where the
She's got a
the mum
baby.
alien and the mum baby walk past a human mum and baby, and
Yeah.
the babies reach
reaches
out and touch
Yeah.
each other.
I like that.
That was cool. That was warm.
It was sweet.
And they're trying to say, like, oh, don't worry about them. They're just aliens. They're cool. Don't say anything to them. But they look so scary.
Big Mac
Well, I
grabs a Coke, and then all the Coke
Oh, yeah. So
pyramid
the
topples.
store manager comes in. He's like, hey, what are you doing there? And there's a pyramid of Coke
Yeah.
cans. And Big Mac just grabs one, pulls it out, and it just starts spilling. He's like, what are you doing in
Then
my
the
store?
Security guard
Security.
gets called up
Oh,
to the
yeah.
front.
What
The
is this?
security guard pulls a gun
straight
on Big
away.
Mac
And-
and says, "Put it down."
Yeah.
Not
Big
holding
Mac
it.
is not holding anything.
yeah.
There's nothing in his
That's
hands.
right.
It was
And
a
the
real
kids- the
stopper.
security
The
guard-
only thing he
it
could
was
possibly
security
put down
guard
is
yells.
the Coke he's already opened.
Yeah, but he's already discarded that somehow.
Right.
That's gone.
And the kids- the kids
he
keep trying
says
to
it like
say-
Fort, I told you to put it down.
And the kid's like,
he's
he doesn't
"What? I'm
understand
not holding
English.
any-
He can't do anything.
There's nothing in his
And then-
hands.
Yeah.
And even
and
if
he's,
he did understand English, he wasn't holding
He's
anything.
not holding
To be
anything.
fair-
he starts saying to the kids, like, you tell him to put it down or I'm going to shoot him. And they're like, we can't talk to him.
That's
he
right.
does not
Then
communicate
a
the way
police
we
officer
do.
comes in from the front of the store, and to try and get the kid out of the way, holds a gun to
Holds
the
a
back
gun
of
to
the
his
kid's
back.
head.
Oh, and then grabs him and pulls
Puts him in a
out.
headlock and then pulls him back. And can I just describe the way that this policeman is holding the gun? He's got his hand outstretched fully, holding the gun, his right arm, and then his left arm is gripping onto his right forearm to secure the handgun. And I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe that's the way you hold a gun, but
I
I've
think
never
that's the
seen
thing.
that before.
Yeah, I think you meant to. Maybe not the forearm. I think you meant to steady it up at your
Like,
wrist.
underneath or something?
No, yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
holding underneath
It's
the
like
gun,
holding
so-
a camera. You hold it here and then you hold the lens with the other hand, like support it there. But to support, I've never seen this be holding your
This was the
arm.
point where I
Yeah,
said
at the
this
shoulder.
this film now
the
is
elbow.
pure Americana. Like, yes, we have Coca-Cola. Yes, we have McDonald's.
We've had American
we have,
flags.
We have American flags, shuttles, family units.
Football players dancing in McDonald's.
Now we've got cops pulling guns for no reason, doing stop resisting, put the gun down, I'm going to shoot you, more cops come. It's just a whole
Yeah,
shootout
well,
situation.
I mean, you're probably forgetting, but in the 80s...
Escalation for no reason. There's no violence or anything. It's like, yeah, mate, at worst, he
Put it
broke a few
down.
cans of
Yeah.
Coke
He
and he
didn't
owes
put
like
it down.
$10.
He didn't put nothing down.
Yeah.
To be fair, in the 80s, McDonald's, their campaign was...
Put it
what was
down, McDonald's.
Don't ever put it
Yeah,
down.
put it down.
The
Put it
only
down, please.
only good cop is a dead cop. It was
I
for
remember
their
that.
filthy pig burger.
Da-da-da-da-da.
But then
I'm loving
okay.
it, and the it is killing cops.
In
So
parentheses.
from there, the kids have been evacuated from there, from the mall.
And we've got a full
full of
hostage
cops.
situation kind of going on, but
Does
with no
the
hostages.
kid? Does the kid get back in? What's his name?
No, so
Eric.
they're all outside.
Elliot.
Me.
They're all
Elliot.
outside. They're like
Elliot.
in the car park. But now there's full on riot gear, tactical squads.
SWAT
There's like
team.
100 cops.
They're like
Everyone's
converging
got
this
guns.
shit.
Somehow the aliens have guns as well. No, this is the problem. It's like full on shootout,
Yeah.
stick 'em
Well,
up.
one of
hostage.
the aliens stole
Yeah.
a gun, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dad.
the dad
alien
eventually
has
steals
guns.
the gun off
The
the
dad
security
takes the
guard.
cop from the security guard.
But
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
after he's told to put nothing down.
Yeah,
He does eventually get a gun.
He uses his powers. He gets a gun, and we have like a real tense situation. It's nighttime. Everyone's there. They're like, what are we going to do with these guys? And then the kid on the wheelchair is like, don't worry, I'll go out there. And they're like, no, don't do it. And then at one point he just looks, and then he's like, he just rolls out. He just takes the first leap,
I'll
rolls
just
over. He's
say,
like, I'll go talk to him and
Declan
sort
is
this out.
currently reversing his pretend wheelchair right there.
Am I?
Yeah, you're going
No.
backwards.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
push.
okay.
There you
I'm
go.
using my
There you
hands
go.
the wrong way.
Fucking
See,
idiot.
that's what happens when you
Actually,
got
that's,
legs.
that's kind of insensitive, actually. When
That's
you
very insensitive. That's the most insensitive thing you've said. More than that coloured remark you made.
misusing a wheelchair in
But
motion.
around
Don't
this
say
time,
my name either.
Around
Don't
this,
put my name on this. My name is Adoido Hooter 5 Bud Place.
around this time, I think Big Mac explodes the supermarket with his superpowers.
I think
Maybe
no,
ju- what
it-
Maybe
right
just before.
before.
Maybe
right
just before. Yeah.
So Eric in the wheelchair rolls out and he's like, "I'll talk to him." And then Big Mac just shoots a gun. You don't see where it goes. He just shoots his gun, and then everyone else starts shooting, and it's full
That's
shootout.
right.
And
Yeah.
then, inexplicably, the entire store, as well as all these cars, just explode. It's massive
So it was
explosion.
inexplicable to me, but you guys were saying there's a petrol station involved?
Maybe it was a supermarket.
I don't think so.
There's
I
no
thought
petrol
it was-
station.
I thought it was a gas station slash
Oh, they're still
supermarket.
there?
Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's all there. It's just
maybe.
out the front
So
of
maybe
this
that's
place.
why everything explodes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And you have this silhouette of a wheelchair in front of an explosion, which is way behind the
100
wheelchair.
meters.
But we
200
know
meters.
that he gets, like...
He gets fucked up, but
he
it doesn't make any
yeah.
sense.
So he
Why
gets,
is he
well,
the
he
only one who
fucking
gets
dies.
fucked up?
He
He's
dies.
really
He dies.
close to it because he went up there. They shoot. He gets exploded. You assume like maybe the explosion flipped him, hurt him. And then the
guess.
cops and stuff come over. The family come over, and they're like,
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, shouldn't a doctor pronounce a time
it's
of
all-
death or
right.
something? I think the rule is you put them in an ambulance, they go to hospital, and they
And
don't
then
get
they're
pronounced
dead.
dead until there's been like the
Well,
full
yeah.
attendant.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
but
also
even
it's all
still,
children.
like-
It's
Yeah.
all of his
He's dead.
children friend.
Yeah, his friend.
They're aged between 6 and 14.
Do
and
they
there's
even
4 of
do
them.
the old like fingers
No,
on
no,
the
no,
throat
I'm
pretty
to
sure a
try and
policeman
see
does.
his
They-
heart
Well,
rate?
they
does,
touch him.
yeah.
It's all children.
I
and
mean,
they're-
like
and
the
they're
policeman
standing-
touches his dick.
Yeah, it touches
So
his
it doesn't
dick.
get hard, and he's like,
right.
"Oh, he must be dead."
I guess this is time for sucking. There's more sucking in this movie.
He gets the vacuum cleaner out.
So it's a bunch of kids that now have to deal with the fact that this police officer has just told them firsthand, your friend is dead.
Yeah.
Which is,
And
that's,
it
that's how
gets
police
really
officers
sad.
work.
It just-
yeah, because
it's
his
straight
mum
up-
comes in.
yeah.
She
It's
doesn't-
just
she's not,
people-
like,
It is
bawling.
sad.
She's like,
Now we watched this, and me and Mitch were already discussing how did this happen? How is he
Yeah.
dead?
And
after
I'd
we
walked in
finished
at this
the movie,
point.
Declan said, "You just wait and see. What you saw is what you saw."
Yeah, because Morgan's going, well, how did the kid
Yeah.
die?
Yeah.
Did he get hit from the explosion? And I keep just saying, what you saw is what you saw.
That's how he
But
died.
I
He
often
died
Stop
the way
asking
you saw it.
questions.
You didn't miss anything.
I
You were
often-
watching.
I often do miss important details, so I thought I had. After we watched the movie, Mitch went to take a slash, and then Declan came and he said, "Hey, come and have a look at this video." And we got all cozy, and I watched this video on his phone. It's the Japanese version
The
of this
VHS
movie.
version of Mac and Me. It's
And
a
it-
scene that
It's got an
we
included
just talked
shot
about.
of the
There's
little
one
kid,
extra shot that is not in the American
and it's a
one.
shot of him getting shot.
So as
For
soon
real?
as soon
Yeah.
as Big Mac fires the gun, we see in the Japanese version the kid in the wheelchair fully takes a shot to the
Whoa.
chest and goes, "Oh!" and
Yeah.
he dies then and there.
Yeah.
He was already dead before the explosion.
Now, was it the cop or was it Big
it
Mac?
was Big Mac.
Big Mac shot
this is
him.
a total Jaws 4.
Yeah.
Big Mac, the
Completely
wild
it is.
card.
It
recontextualizes
is.
the
Now,
entire experience.
But it does make sense that they needed to cut it because you can't have a happy ending with Big Mac if he's the one who killed this
Yeah,
kid,
and then he
even if it
brings
was
him
an
back to
accident.
life.
The kid wheels to him, he shoots the gun and it just hits the kid in the chest.
Yep.
okay.
And so we didn't get to see this the first
No,
time.
American audiences couldn't handle the fucking truth.
But we,
the
these
Japanese
citizens,
you can shoot a kid in Japan
for
like
sure.
nobody's business.
No, that's legal.
Yeah, Japanese cuts usually have dead kids. Pokemon, the first movie. That's the whole. Genuinely, the whole opening sequence of that is a little baby
like,
Mewtwo.
slaughters kids?
No, baby Mewtwo with like a little girl who's also a clone.
Well, it's the only
and
way.
and so he's raised alongside. I know this is a fucking weird tangent, but Mewtwo was raised along a small child, and he's treated like a human being. And when she dies, the trauma from it is what makes them start treating Mewtwo like a Pokemon, which is why he goes mental. It makes a whole lot more sense.
Well, killing dead
Similarly
kids is,
to Mac and Me, sorry.
I was just going to say, that's the only way to make Japanese audiences really laugh from the gut. Because
Yeah.
their culture is so
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah. Have you guys got any good dead baby jokes, like circa 2006 internet style?
They were
don't
really
know.
big, weren't they?
Yeah.
Didn't
It
your
was like-
didn't your
that was
dad have a
close.
didn't your dad have a good dead baby joke that he told us the other day when we were,
Oh, I know he did.
he told
He
us
definitely has a lot of those.
Yeah.
it. We put him on speakerphone while we were driving.
And
It
yeah,
was
I don't
something-
remember what it was. It's too hard to keep up with that guy. He's got too many jokes.
He's got a Japanese sense of humor, though.
What's more gross than a truck full of dead babies?
What?
A live one at the bottom trying to eat his way out.
Well, of course. And then what's grosser than that? He's going back for more. What's grosser than that? What was the
Is there a third button on this one?
Oh yeah.
That baby is also
Pregnant
pregnant.
baby.
That's probably the grossest thing I ever thought of.
Pregnant
Pregnant
baby.
baby. How many times were you close to ordering McDonald's when we were watching the film? How many times did you reach for your
Five.
phone and
So their
be like,
sponsorship like worked on you, and to this day, 25, 30 years
Hungry
later.
Jack's back
As soon
over
as
there.
we
we
were
were gonna
considering
order
ordering
Hungry
Hungry
Jack's
Jack's to
instead.
stick it to the man, but I just couldn't do that to McDonald's.
Stick it to the Mac.
All right, we can quickly get to the end of this
Yeah,
because we're so
very
close.
All right, we're
Kid's
so
dead.
close.
It's really sad.
The
Sudden
alien
shock.
has been responsible in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Big Mac has shot him.
But then the alien comes out of the fire, through the
They
flame.
Fire
walk
in the
through the
flames.
flames.
We
A lot
see
of
one
good
shot of this
silhouette
bad
shots.
VFX of fire without them coming in at first, and then they're all like looking at it, and then it's like, oh, it's just the setup to the reveal that the aliens are fine with fire.
That's right, they
and
walk right
they're
through
not
it.
even sad that they killed this kid, but they do have the power to get together, put their hands together, make him levitate a little bit, and bring him back to
Bring him
life.
back.
He's alive.
And it's a happy ending, and then we go to our final scene. There's some more guys in suits running
right.
to like a
Oh, yeah.
courthouse.
Oh, they're
or
still
something.
running. They've been running the whole
They've been
time.
running the whole movie.
They're
And-
late for whatever's happening in the courthouse.
and you think they're going to come in and be like, we still need that alien, by
That's
the way.
right.
But it's a citizenship
They've changed their
thing.
tune.
Yeah.
And so you've got weird-looking aliens, weird-looking Japanese people, non-white people, essentially. all
Yeah. Lots of
that-
immigrants are there, and they're all getting their citizenship and like swearing an oath or holding their hand up.
Now, who do you think is the weirdest-looking nationality in that group?
Well, I think seeing those hideous aliens in like proper
But which
suits and like their
aliens?
Sunday
Which-
best.
Are you
which
talking about the
aliens?
Japanese
The
woman?
Maccabees.
Oh,
You're talking about
right.
from the other planet.
I was going to
But
say
yeah,
the
it does
people
this
from-
it does this long shot where it walks up the pews of what kind of looks like a
It was
church.
like
And
it
I
looked very
thought
much
someone
like a
was
church.
getting married.
Yeah.
And then there's like an elderly African American gentleman saying things about pledging allegiance to the Constitution or whatever they do. And we do this circular orbiting shot around him showing all these other
Weird-looking
nationalities, people getting ready to become citizens. And then we end on our hideous family of aliens wearing suits and nice Sunday dresses.
They look
Beautiful.
so fucking
And they look
ridiculous.
so stupid. And they're just like bobbling their heads
yeah.
like drunk, dazed people. You don't know if they want this at all.
Also, Big Mac is really tall. He's like 7
Yeah,
feet
he's
tall.
huge. Yeah,
and
he's
he's got
giant.
the posture of Otto from The Simpsons in that shot. He's wearing a nice suit, but it's ill-fitting, and he's just sort of like... He always looks like he's on heroin.
You
This-
almost
this
feel
Big
like
Mac.
the actors in these suits are passing out from how hot the rubber is or something, and they're like barely staying on their feet.
Now, in the observers, people watching this in the actual scene,
In the
the
church.
scientists from the first scene
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
movie,
That's all they
Yes,
wanted.
staff
FBI.
of the police, FBI.
That's what we didn't get to see. When the scientists had their lab blown up at the beginning and the aliens escaped, all they said was, we're going to get these guys citizenship. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
They're fresh to the planet. They don't have papers or anything.
That's right.
Like, it's cool, but
What if they try and get a
need-
driver's license? They'll be fucked.
Yeah, that's what they were chasing them down for this whole time. And then, of course, they get their citizenship. Everyone's like clapping, and then all the different families of our human characters and our alien characters
Kiss.
just start kissing each
all
other, like
kiss.
one
Yeah,
by one,
on the
different
mouth.
pairing ups, and just
I don't-
kissing,
right,
and they're
they-
kissing alien faces, and it's
And the
It's
alien
like
faces,
little boys and little girls kissing little
Okay,
aliens,
yeah.
and
The alien faces are like these squished up little
Yeah,
lips,
anus,
like
yeah,
that Pete Twist
Yeah, like Pete
episode
Twist
from Round the
with his tiny
Twist,
little mouth,
when
yeah.
he wishes to have
And
a
his
small
mouth
mouth
gets
or
small.
something, and Santa Claus does that for him. I don't
and so
know.
they all
Yeah, Round the
kiss,
Twist
and
was
then they
scary.
hop in the back of a pink
No,
top
before
down.
that, there's the orgy.
No, there's no orgy in this one, Hayden.
Yeah.
But they hop
One
in
of
the
these
back of a
days.
pink top down, I'm going to say Corvette, Cadillac, some sort of like classic American
It's gotta
car.
be a cool
And they
guy.
ride off, not into the sunset, but just onto the motorway, I guess. Like hitting that sweet LA
Some
traffic at
might
peak
call
hour.
a
Yeah.
sunset.
But then, is it Mac? Is chewing
yeah,
bubble
Mac
gum?
chewing bubble
And he
gum.
blows
Oh,
a
yeah,
pink bubble.
baby.
That's right.
He blows a pink bubble, and
From
then
a
the kid
distance,
pops it.
and then we see "We'll be back."
No, but first, so you see a live one first.
Yeah.
The puppet blows a bubble, the kid pops it, and then there we do like a way high, sky high
Yeah.
helicopter
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
He
yeah.
The
blows
car's
a
going,
huge bubble. It's
and a
like 10
cartoon
meters
bubble
tall.
comes up that just says "We'll be back."
And it is. They're back.
Christ.
Yeah,
They're back. They're back in our hearts now.
yeah, and I believe Schwarzenegger stole that line for Terminator.
They're alluding to
A sequel
fucking sequel
where
and
they're
it's-
just in America. They're just
they
like
thought
doing their
this
thing.
movie would be that successful
Yeah,
that they
they
had the
fully
balls
banked.
to write in "We'll be
Wasn't
back."
a cliffhanger or anything.
It
It
was
was just
just-
like happy ending, but don't worry, we're going to be
There's
back.
more dancing at McDonald's.
McDonald's
to come.
have deep pockets, and they'll fund 10 more of these. But there's
So
what would the
crazy.
story be? Because they'd just be living in America trying to get jobs.
Maybe they were going to get a TV show.
Being
a la,
non-verbal?
Full House.
Well, look, they've got
Not
no,
verbal,
they've
exactly.
got no charisma, and
They have
and
no charisma.
Do you know what the budget of this movie is?
No,
Does anyone want to guess?
I'm going to say
Mac and me.
150
30
mil.
mil.
$13 million.
What?
Holy shit.
$13,088,088.
I don't know what
1988.
money is.
Just add another
Shit,
million
microinflation
just
is
for the
like-
fucking
That is like a $30
alien
million
costumes. Just throw
Looks
another
pretty
$1
good.
million at them.
Looked fine.
And the score is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's fine.
The drastic error they made was how horrible the aliens looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
it's coming off E.T., which is, some people think that's horrible, but it has some sort of cuteness to it at least.
I don't
This
think so
went
at all.
too far. This
Right,
was
so-
all
It's
hideous.
gross.
The
as
sequel
well.
wouldn't work because you wouldn't be able to see past their disgusting scrotum-like appearance. You can't have a whole movie about them. You need to have humans. Like, you need to have something balancing.
How
it out.
many tomatoes have we rated on this podcast that had a dance sequence?
Two.
Just this one and
Just
Staying
two?
Alive?
Staying Alive in this one.
Well, there was dancing in Jaws: The Revenge. There was a whole festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Caine dances
Oh,
with
yeah.
Grandma. Yeah.
True.
So let's count
What
that.
about-
And then
what's
what was
the
the
other
other
What
one?
about
Police
Police
Academy.
Academy?
Police
There's
Academy
definitely
4.
dancing in Police Academy 4,
I'm
but
sure
I feel like
There's
I've
nothing,
wiped that
nothing
movie
notable.
from my fucking
There's no
brain.
notable
I feel like there
dance
might have
parts.
been. I don't know where, but I just
Probably.
Block
feel
that
like
out of
there
my
could have
memory.
definitely
What do
been
you give
dancing.
this one? I'd give it a 40.
40%?
Yeah.
I'm going to drop
Where
down.
where does the cutoff for it to be?
If it's
Rotten.
below 50,
I think it's
rotten.
even below 55 or something.
Our
Okay.
podcast has its own standards, doesn't it?
yeah, I think it's just if we all decide it's below 50, it's truly rotten.
It was rotten, but it was surprisingly well made, I thought.
I think that's the case with everything
Yeah.
we're watching, right? They all look pretty good, and they all.
But it
edited
even,
well,
like,
and-
some of the camera movements and things, they were planned. It wasn't just like we didn't know what we were doing, but I think the rushing would have happened in the scripting, in the scripting phase, where they just didn't have a script properly, like, ready to go.
Right. What is the ET's out on the driveway and some man walks past walking his dog and he sees
Oh, and
I
he
forgot
says,
about that.
"Oh, you got
Pets
some
in this
weird
Weird looking
pets
animals in this neighborhood.
neighborhood."
And I thought, is that guy going to come back? Is it a
Yeah.
cameo from someone
And
we're
didn't
meant to know?
they then show the alien and he's like holding up a big newspaper, right?
Mac can read now.
Yeah. No,
That's,
he
Mac
can't
and
read.
that's where
Mac
he
and
get
read.
from that magazine is where he gets the photos of the horses.
Yeah. But does that guy really see the alien, or does he just see like the top of its
we'll,
head?
We'll
poking
never
over
know.
the
We'll
newspaper?
never know.
It's one of the
Quite
big
frankly,
mysteries of this film.
quite
All right,
frankly.
well,
Do you reckon it was just a cameo from the director's dad or something?
I did think when I saw this man, I'm
I
like,
thought it
that's
was
probably
the
the
director.
director or someone.
Who just is like, I need a lion. I need to get that
cares
SAG
about
Right,
him?
card.
yeah. We need to find out. So what did you give it, Morgan?
I gave it a 40. It's fine. It's okay. It's bad. It's shit. It's fucking shit.
It's fucking shit. Yeah, I'll give it. It's on par with Police Academy. I didn't like it because it's a children's movie. You know, like I guess there wasn't that much. Like it was a bad movie, but also like it was a kids movie. It's not for someone of my age, so you're gonna get bored. If it was a really really good kids movie. Like I saw the new Frozen recently with my kids.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was good,
Okay.
but I still had like there was about a 20-minute lull there. Where I was like, all right, come on, let's go. But with this, like you know, it's two things hitting me the wrong way. It's a kids movie and it's a fucking shit movie. So, yeah,
I'm breaking some of our
the same.
protocol here, and I've just quickly opened up the wiki page. First thing I'm noticing is that the actress Nikki Cox and the actress Jennifer Aniston appear as uncredited background extras in this movie.
Actually, I did know that. This is Jennifer Aniston's first
Like ever
role.
time on a
Yeah,
movie?
First time on film.
Well, do you know where she was in it?
McDonald's?
No idea. I just remember that was
No,
her
no,
first
no. I
role.
think you're wrong. I think Jennifer Aniston's first role was when she rolled a bowling ball down the at her first bowling ball game.
volleyball down.
Bowling ball. When she first went bowling was her first.
That was her first
Role.
role. She was
No,
7 years old.
actually, a week before that, she had a bread roll.
On
her birthday.
hold on a
second.
second. She did both of those things when she was in her late 40s, though.
I don't think she did. I'm pretty sure she went to a 10-pin bowling alley. Like
Okay,
in her
shut up.
early
Shut up.
years.
All right. I've
I've got a quote here
Bowling
from-
wasn't invented till
Hang on,
2008.
look, I'm breaking all convention here, and I'm looking it up, and it says here that Jennifer
Aniston's
Aniston wet. No,
wet the
you're right.
bed.
The bread roll thing happened first.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's a quote here from the director of this film. It says he'd made a number of family films. He was brought on as director despite the film not even having a script written yet. He said he was recommended to the producer by James Brolin, who he'd just made another film with.
James
and he later
Brolin?
recalled
What?
this. I was hired out of the blue, and the producer asked me to come down to the office. So I did, and he had a whole crew there, a whole crew on the payroll. It was amazing. He had the transportation captain, the camera head, department head, the AD, the production manager. He had everybody already hired, and I said, well, what's the script? And he said, we don't have a script. I don't like the script. You have to write the script. You're going to have to write it quickly, so prep the movie and write the script on the weekends.
Crazy.
Wow.
I've got another quote here that's from the same director. He said, it was shortly after this time that they alerted me to the fact that a wheelchair-bound boy would be playing the lead, and it was too late for me to back out.
Oh yeah, it says the producer wanted to use an actor who was handicapped, quote, so he found a kid who had spina bifida. The kid had never acted before, but he was a wonderful kid. But when they finished, it was as if the fact that they used a real unencumbered person to play the person didn't mean anything to even the people who lived in the world.
I think that's kind of nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got this other quote here. It's from Shakespeare. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
I've got
So I
one here
think
from
that's sort of-
Shakespeare as well.
Yeah.
It says, it wasn't until after I wrote that poem that I realised that I was in a wheelchair and it was too late for me to back out.
All right.
That's
Declan,
good. That's
do you
from
have
Romeo and Juliet.
Did you rate the movie?
I'll just give it like a 2.5 out of 10. But the real problem with this podcast in general is every time I sit down to watch one of these, it's a real slog. I really don't look forward to it. I put it off more and more each
Yeah.
time, and I don't want to keep doing it.
Again, you keep saying that.
I mean, I gotta say, maybe it's just because you're sober for every. I'm like, just if this is the time to break being straight edge,
That's right.
this is the podcast. This
Yeah.
is like, let's get you
Well, look,
some.
I would say
Some
Staying
nitrous,
Alive was really,
some-
really good, and I looked forward to watching it and enjoyed watching it. Jaws, I wasn't looking forward to, but I was surprised by. Jaws 4, The Revenge, that is. Police Academy, I mean, the last two have been a hard slog, but the good news is, next up we have Problem Child
Does
from
anyone know what that is?
1990. It's a 1990 American black comedy film directed by Dennis Duggan. Now, Dennis Duggan has done some things. He did Happy Gilmore.
1990 film.
Whoa.
Yeah. Once we get in the 90s, that's good.
Yeah, Big Daddy, Beverly Hills Ninja, Happy Gilmore.
I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to this because
I
this
now
is the first one on the
pronounce you.
list that we're doing that I have no.
Yeah, I don't
concept
have
of
any
what it is.
context. It just looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be a
Bad comedy film?
The last
PG/M
comedy.
like comedy.
Sandler-esque.
Yeah.
Before Sandler was in movies.
The
I'm
first
looking
four,
forward
you
to
have
it.
an idea of what they are, and you watch it, and it's pretty close. And so there's not much to keep you engaged other than your own little details that you pick up on. This one, though, is just going to be washing over me.
I did
What
like
is this?
because it wasn't a sequel. I didn't have to feel like
That's
there was all
true.
this info I didn't know about.
Although I had
It is a sequel.
But
to
you have to
E.T.
say
E.T.
E.T.
sequel.
E.T.
Yeah.
is the first one.
It's like an ugly spin-off to E.T. sponsored by McDonald's. If I watched this when I was like 7 years old, I probably would have thought it was an adventurous fun
So
film.
I watched
guess
this
so.
at age 26 and I fucking loved it. I really did. I thought,
Is that your age right now?
yeah, that's got to be me. That's me. Yeah, I'm 26.
It's gotta be him.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be me, right?
Couldn't be anyone else.
That's got to be you.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's
got to
26
be you.
and I love it. You could say I'm loving it, to be honest. Any movie that has one, Ronald McDonald, two, terrible children actors.
Oh,
I
in the credits it
fucking
said
lived
Ronald
for it.
McDonald as himself.
Yeah, he was playing himself.
They
in
didn't
the
actually
feature
credit
film.
the
Real-
actor.
That's the real Ronald
It was the
McDonald.
original Ronald.
Damn.
The songs, like some of the score, didn't fit the movie, but that made it way better.
Yeah.
But
And
I
some
love
of the
like
songs
I
were,
love
like,
big cinematic,
incredible.
like warm family adventurous score mixed with just like 80s pop
Hell
songs.
yeah.
With like horses running alongside a
And
van.
we won't get much more of the 80s, like, electro sort of sound.
Yeah,
We'll
this
get
is our
it
last
to the
80s
90s,
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you the tagline on the theatrical poster for Problem Child. Attila the Hun, Ivan the Terrible, Al Capone. They were all 7 once.
And it's
Hey.
true.
And then
it's
there's a picture
true.
of a kid sitting on a washing machine, but guess who's in the washing machine? The family cat.
Family Cat.
Oh,
And the mum and dad are
shit.
looking towards the poster like,
Just the sort
Oh.
of thing Al Capone would
Tune
try.
into the next
Child.
week. Also, this is the first episode where we've had some listener feedback
Oh, shit, yeah.
as we started releasing these episodes. Morgan, you've got some mail from our fans to read. That's right. First one.
we got a mailbox.
Obviously, subscribe.
Mailbag?
Listen to the go to the Facebook. Send us your
Yeah.
mail.
This is a big
Instagram
surprise.
DM.
Just loading
Morgan-
up my emails. Just give me 1 second here.
Logging in
Don't act like I
to
put you on the spot.
No, I'm just finding it here.
email address.
Hey boys, just wanted to say Love the show. Love all of your voices. I was just wondering, could you tone it down with all of the remarks against people with mental and physical disabilities? Also, I think Declan is a little bit racist.
Whoa.
Love what you're doing.
Understand.
I've got another one here. This one's from Kyra. Kyra says, "Hey guys, love your work." And that's exactly what the last one said.
Yeah.
Love what you're doing. Love
Well, we
everything
send them
about
an
you.
email template and they fill out the middle part.
Yeah,
It's a highly bureaucratic
Yeah.
procedure.
you just got to fill the space. It even has auto-assigned names, so I doubt this person's name is actually Kyra or Kayla or whatever I said that this
Yeah.
fake email is from. Anyway, this one says, "You guys are doing a terrific job. Just wondering, could you stop talking about movies and talk more about personal issues such as your relationships with your respective fathers?"
Okay.
That would be an interesting show. Let's watch the movie Cats as well. Because
Let's do that instead.
That's a train
I
wreck.
would
definitely-
see. I hear what
let's
this
talk about
email
it
is
together.
saying,
But
but
we
I
love
think Cats
criticism.
is.
We love taking
yeah.
it in. But let's go to Cats.
Let's go
Maybe, I
see
don't want to pay
Cats.
for it, though.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. Does anyone know anyone that works at... You know what? I went and saw Frozen and we didn't need tickets. There
You
was
can just
nobody
walk into
checked.
a lot of
Yeah,
them.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I've got an email to our inbox as well. Share the wealth. I can do the same, Morgan. I can
Wait, you
log
get
into-
personal
that's
emails?
fine.
No,
to your
I have
inbox?
access
Oh,
to
you've
the
got
same mailbox.
joint account.
This one's
Cool.
from Bill Shakespeare, and it says, "By the prickling of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open, locks, whoever knocks." And I think that's a timely thing.
No,
So,
I don't accept
I
that
don't think we
criticism.
should be reading
Being,
hate mail out on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think all of the things that we should be
We shouldn't
reading,
encourage that kind of stuff.
No.
We only really want compliments, the
Okay.
things they love about the show from now on.
I look, in my defense, I didn't spend much time looking through the inbox first, sort of going through the 10 or so. So next time I'll look ahead and I'll pick one that's more sort of
Supportive.
yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
That was
I really just want
graphic.
emails that say, like, you're doing a good job, keep it up, do more of it,
Sure.
that kind of stuff. I
Sure,
want to give
and
money
stuff
to the
in
show.
support of seeing Cats
Yeah.
as well.
And
Okay.
anything that, if you want to hear us do our review of Cats, I'm sure the whole internet will already be doing that, but it does look like a real abomination.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really fucking it up, and I'm real excited for this one.
Do you know, it's the strangest thing. I was listening to a podcast, and maybe I shouldn't be advertising other podcasts on ours.
You shouldn't be listening to other ones.
Well,
What if it
no.
influences you?
Just been
Especially
listening
while
to our
you're doing a
podcast
podcast.
on
Yeah,
repeat.
especially while you've been recording this one.
Yeah.
It's just distracting.
That's
Had
why
my
he has
headphones
headphones
in this
on,
whole
right.
time. Some guy is doing like a podcast reviewing every single John Travolta film. So
Oh, wow.
we missed out.
We should get on.
Hey, do you reckon the press people for Fargo had fun getting when they got to say that the Fargo embargo was over? That'd be pretty good.
I bet they had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Should we end the show?
Yeah,
One,
look,
two,
I mean-
three, and done.
And
I just wanted to say this movie's a visual feast.